Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we're taking you behind the scenes of a previous photo shoot I had. With this one, I only used 2 prime lenses and shot all the photos in black and white. Now, of course, it was raw, but I converted it back to what it was, and I used one of my presets to edit all of the images. So if you have any questions about my presets or how to get them, feel free to click the link down in the description. Now, the camera I used throughout the shoot was the Nikon Z8, as well as the Viltrox 16mm f1.8 prime lens and the Nikon Nikkor 50mm f1.2 lens. So of course, I'll leave links to all the gear that I use down below. If you like this kind of content, smash that like, and of course subscribe to my channel for more of these kind of videos. Most photographers think black and white photography is just about removing color, but that's exactly why their images fall flat. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create powerful editorial style black and white portraits using only natural light and 2 prime lenses. And more importantly, how to see differently so your images actually have impact. For this shoot, I challenged myself to keep things simple. No artificial lighting at all. I just brought the Nikon Z8 and the Viltrox 16mm f1.8 lens and the Nikon Nikkor 50mm f1.2 prime lenses. And instead of relying on gear, I focused on composition, contrast, and lighting. Because at the end of the day, that's what's going to help you to create stronger black and white images. The biggest shift you need to make: stop seeing in color and start seeing in contrast. Black and white photography is all about highlights, shadows, and everything in between. When I was shooting, I wasn't looking for nice backgrounds. I was looking for the light hitting my subject in a way that creates separation. Look for window light, harsh directional light, shadows from buildings or other objects. That contrast is what gives your images depth and emotion.
It does look cool. It does look cool. I just like that light it just creates. It's like...
A lot of photographers rely on lighting alone, but composition is what makes the image hit. It's the subliminal message of the storytelling of your photo. Here's what I focused on. Leading lines is one, using that architecture and the walls or even the shadows to direct attention to my subject. The next is framing. Sometimes I was shooting through objects or using the environment to naturally frame my subject. Another thing you can do is concentrate on the negative spacing in your frame, letting your subject breathe in the frame, which helps to create a more editorial feel. Another thing is to concentrate on angles. I love using angles. Sometimes it's as simple as shooting above eye level or lower than eye level, and don't be afraid to get on the floor. And that's how you're going to help to add more energy, uniqueness, and of course, at the end of the day, more impact to your portraits. During the shoot, I used 2 lenses for a reason. Each one tells a specific story with my... I use 2 lenses for a reason, and each one tells a unique and different story. With the Viltrox 16mm f1.8 lens, it gives me that super ultra wide perspective. It helps to create a more editorial or fashion forward kind of a look. It helps to also add more environment and context to my photos. And of course, it's a great lens for creating great, bold and creative angles. Quite honestly, it's very unique. Now, the second lens is that Nikon Nikkor Z 50mm f1.2 lens, and as many of you know, it's probably my favorite prime lens I have in my Nikon lineup, and I use that lens for great compression and emotion. And it really, with that lens, I was able to separate the subject from the background pretty easily. And now here are the few reasons why I really wanted to use that lens together with that 16mm, is that it helps me to create a more intimate and cinematic feel to my photos. And also, as I mentioned earlier, helps to isolate my subject, which is really nice if I have a very busy background. And of course, it's perfect for strong facial expressions and just good old detail. The key is knowing when to use each lens to support the mood you're trying to create.
That's super cool.
One of the biggest mistakes I see photographers make is that they overcomplicate everything. Too much gear, too many lights, too many ideas at once. For the shoot, I simplified everything so I could focus on light, composition, emotion, and of course, well, communicating with the model. And that's when the images started to feel more intentional. And quite honestly, my whole process was just nice and relaxed. And my best work usually comes from mistakes or the most unexpected times when I took a photo. So with that said, a minimal setup forces you to become more creative, and I will live and die by that. Black and white portraits are emotional, so your subject matters just as much as your lighting. Don't just tell your model to pose and do this and do that. Direct energy and feeling. Give them movement or subtle expressions and real moments. I personally like to try to capture my images in between conversations and topics that we might be talking about. Even a small shift in expression can completely change the image in black and white. And it's you as a photographer, it's your job to know, to let your model know when and where to stop, quite honestly, and also to direct them. And they work off of your direction. So if you are too quiet, you're probably not going to get the best out of your subject. So I really encourage you to communicate more during the shoot, not just before and after your sessions.
Let's also try. So how long have you been in San Francisco again?
6 years.
Take a look at all the images I've been sharing. Notice the contrast between the light and the shadow, the compositional choices that I implemented in the photos, and the lens's perspective that it gives you. Now, there is no one lens to rule them all. I really despise that conversation of what's the best portrait lens. They're all brushes for a painter to me, and we are the painters. So there's never just one brush to use. I say try them all. Be daring. Break a rule or two if you need to. Use that ultra wide lens close up, and use that prime lens super far, and just see what you get. And if it feels great to you, if you like it, I love it. The most important thing is that none of these images I took required a complicated setup. It's anything that what I did, you can do. If you want to take better black and white portraits, focus less on gear and more on how you see light and compose your frame. That's where the real difference happens. If you found this helpful, make sure you like this video, drop a comment, and subscribe for more photography content. I'm Robert Silver, and until next time, keep shooting and stay creative.
That worked. Let me show you. Exactly.